Hey, Chris. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm super excited to chat with you. I've been following the B School a little bit, and I'm really excited to learn more about that also, and really excited to hear what you have to say about sticky albums. It sounds like you've been using it for a couple weeks and already have had some really good feedback from your customers.
Yeah, I actually found out about you through Kristen Miola, that boudoir photographer. She's actually a friend of mine, and I saw her just tweet about it, and I was like, "What's this sticky albums?" And I took a quick peek, and I was like, "All right, it seems interesting," but honestly, I was too busy to really look into it, and I went on a trip, and then this and that, and then I heard about it from somebody else, and I was like, "Okay, let me check this thing out." And I love, I'm an Apple nerd, so I love my iOS devices. And I just did the free trial that you had, and it was like I just
Hmm.
made like a couple shots. I actually put some shots up from Burning Man, and I just because I was getting ready to go, and I just put up these few things. And I thought, wow, that was really easy to use, and then it makes it so you've got this cool little app right on the phone, customized, and it was so quick and easy. So then I decided, like, okay, hey, I'm gonna go for it, and I just did one with the current wedding that I just finished, and I sent it to the bride like right away, and she flipped. Like I already put up her blog post. She hadn't even seen all of her proofs yet, but she'd seen her blog post, which I usually blog around 20 images, and then I put about 30 images or 33 in that first one, and I sent it over to the bride, and there are just a few extra photos. There's all the same shots from the blog, but then she was like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!" And she shared it with a couple of her friends. I literally got two referrals like that day, or within 24 hours. One that night, one the next morning, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Look at the sticky album to see what's happening. So um, it was really cool. So I started doing more, and so the last few weddings, I've done it at every single wedding, and I've
Hmm.
been just sharing it, and I've been getting that similar results. Like people are contacting me, people are sharing it, it's getting out there, and so that's all we want as photographers. I just want the chance to talk to a bride. I just want people to find out about me and
Right.
call me. Now I don't book every wedding. My prices are kind of high, so a lot of people can't afford me, but hey, as long as they're contacting me and giving me a call, I like my
Hmm.
chances to at least show them what I'm doing,
Right.
talk about it. But I just think it's a really cool tool. So I've been, like I said, I've been doing it on all my current weddings.
Okay.
And after chatting with you a week or so ago, I just started. I'm trying to think of all these other ideas. How can I use this? Because it's so cool how you do it. You don't pay per event, which a lot of things. If I had to pay every time I used it, it would like sting a little bit. Where like, do I really want to use it? But the fact that you just do a yearly charge and you do as many albums as you want, I'm like, dude, I'm thinking of all kinds of crazy stuff. There's one side note, like yesterday was my brother-in-law's birthday. I didn't get him a present. I went through like 7 years of photos and 4 years of my niece, and I just put together. I actually did a big sticky. I did 60 images, busted it all out. We're at the Mexican food restaurant last night with my whole family, and I sent him a text message, a link, and I said, "Hey, check this out." And he had his iPhone. I showed him how to do it. They were flipping out. I mean, they've already seen all the photos before, but it's kind of the greatest hits of their kids. And then boom, he forwards it to his wife. He shares it with my mom and dad who were sitting there. I said, send it to your mom. Like, she doesn't have a smartphone. So I'm like, oh, well, it's just kind of, they didn't use that for business, but the bottom line is people like it and they share it.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
way to do that. So, um,
Wow, good stories, man. That's awesome to hear. I love reaching out to other photographers who are using this on the front lines, and every time I hear somebody share a new story, it just gets me all excited all over again.
well, that's the whole thing. I'm still new and I'm still looking for ideas and ways to
Hmm.
share and get it out there. Let me tell you two more little things that I've done. I
Yep.
actually did two more albums right before we called this morning. I did another one yesterday. But what happened is I had a bride that she got married way, way back in 2005 and took forever to order out her album. And we finally made her album and delivered it, I don't know, just like a month ago. And she loved her album. But I was just thinking, like, hey, this is a good contact. It was a wedding, it was a destination wedding in Bermuda. And so I felt like, well, hey, I already had the images like fresh on the hard drive. I already prepped them for the album. I made a little sticky album action, so it sizes it, sharpens it just right, and exports like a web-sized file, and so it keeps the file small. I just made my own little action. But I just went through, picked 30 shots, busted them out, and then just said, hey, I know I sent your album, but look, I made you a little digital album. So I sent that to her yesterday. I already got a Facebook message back. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I'm going to share with all my friends. Wedding from, 7 years ago. Still a great wedding. It's great photography, and they were good clients who'd sent me referrals in the past. And I think sometimes it's just reminding them. So now as wedding season is winding down, and I'm getting in kind of the slow of the year. Of course, I still got to make a lot of reprints and albums for the holidays, but I'm not shooting a lot. I'm going to go back in time and just bust out little sticky albums from past weddings and just say, hey guys, remember me? And just send them that little thing, which costs me nothing now that I've got the yearly service. It doesn't cost any extra. It takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes. It's better like holding the shots. Like I said, I run my little action, and then I upload them. I like your system. It makes it really easy. You got to crop a few of the shots. Most of the shots are usually pretty good, but sometimes I'm really a stickler for those thumbnails.
Yep.
And I change the cropping on a lot of those, and then rearrange them. Actually, I don't need to rearrange them because they're all usually in order. And then again, send it off, and that's kind of my plan. Slow time to just try to drum up some more business.
Right.
It really is all about like, hey, remember me. Keep my name in front of your face.
Totally. Yeah. I think so. Let me interject here a couple times. You're saying some awesome things. So one of the other ideas I had come in this week is I've had a couple of photographers say they're using them as holiday cards. Your example of going to the restaurant together reminded me of when I was first starting out the business. Let me back up a second. So I was doing photography myself and was mostly doing high school seniors. And my main marketing method was creating custom business cards where I'd take some of the best shots and I'd print out 30, 40 business cards and give them to the high school senior. Well, they worked really well if I got them in the hands of like the senior's mom, but not necessarily the high school senior. And I was just having hit or miss and a little frustrated with it. And I was doing pictures for my own cousin who was in high school. And finally, it took her honesty to say, look, Nate, paper isn't cool anymore. I don't want to carry these around, and my friends aren't going to hang on to them either. But we don't go anywhere without our smartphones. And it was just like, light bulb moment. Here we go. This is it. What if I did this, this, and this? And she was totally floored. And so when I was in the kind of incubator stage of building it, it was right around the holidays last year. And I noticed how everybody, even the adults, when we get together as a group over Thanksgiving or Christmas, everybody's talking about their phones and sharing what's on their phones, whether it's a game, their pictures they took, a website. It's just it's no longer this thing that we kind of interact separately with the internet now. Mobile has made all of our media, this another social part of interacting. And as a photographer, when we're trying to network and get people to spread the word about our work, the holidays is the perfect time to give our past clients those tools. Because what are they going to be doing all holiday season? Going to dinner parties, seeing family, going to dinners, and when there's a lull in the conversation, what do? Oh, check it out. Look, I've got these cool new pictures for my photographer. He made me this cool app. So I think it's a perfect use of it, is going back in your library and tapping into that huge resource, which is your customer base. And I tell people you can pick and choose too. We've all have a range of like good customers and not the best customers, and you can pick the ones that have already been helping spread the word, that invested a lot. They believe in your vision and your style, and will treat them well and keep rewarding them for all of the stuff they've done for you. And I think that's a really cool way to just surprise them out of the blue. Say, here's a bonus present, happy holidays from your friends at so-and-so.
Yeah, it's funny hearing about your niece there, but like back in the day, I used to send out a postcard. Once a month, I just took one of my favorite shots, and I had this whole like, what do you want to be on your wedding day? I had my little logo, and I would pick a shot and a word. And I did it for about 2 years, and I would buy 1,000 postcards, and I'd send out about 700 of them to my entire list. Past clients, wedding coordinators, other photographers, basically anyone who I'd ever met in my whole life was getting a postcard. And it was just to keep my name in front of their faces and stuff. But again, that expense adds up. Just the postage on that is a lot of money every month. And then doing it, the time to like stamp, put it on there, print out the labels, do all that stuff, and it was just kind of nuts. And so I kind of stopped doing it. But again, just the viral way, because again, paper's not cool anymore. But again, being in front of your client's face at all times, like I almost wish that I was doing portraits. I shoot pretty much exclusively weddings. I don't really do portraits, but this is such a great tool for portrait photographers, like to do the little session, go do this, share it, get it out there, and again, just getting. Because I think again, I went to a conference not long ago where they were, one of the speakers was talking about how everybody's interested in their own content. You know, that's why Instagram is so popular, Facebook, it's like people on their phone, like you're mentioning. We have our phones with us at all times, and it has our whole life on it. You can see everything I've ever done really on Facebook, all the pictures I put on Instagram. People are interested in themselves. And so if you put pictures of themselves and send them to them, they want to share that with their friends. And if their friends happen to be in the photo, more power to them. You know, so again, it's just like, again, picking those 30 or 40 images, getting them to them, and doing it quickly. And then, of course, all my contact, my phone number. I even started just putting my cell phone on there. Forget even like going to the office line. Like, contact me, text me, call me, get in touch, let's chat.
Yep.
You know, so I'm just trying to think about different ideas of how I can do this. Another story, like I said, I told you I made a couple in the last day or two. Well, I had one client, actually also another past client from like 2006. I didn't even shoot the wedding. One of my associates, who I used to have associate photographers, shot this wedding down in Mexico, and they ordered their album, and they just ordered their album a few months ago, and I told them it'd be 3 or 4 months, and I honestly just dropped the ball. I forgot to send in the order. The album was designed long ago, and I just forgot to send it into the lab and then to the album company. So he called, hey, what's up with my album? And I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I just took the drop ball, and I'm getting it. But in the meantime, I just put out a quick little sticky album, and I sent him a sticky album yesterday afternoon, and it was just like, and he's like, oh man, this is really cool, thanks, just let me know when the album, because he was totally pissed, and now he's probably still pissed, but he's not as pissed. Like, hey, thanks for, you know, and like I said, it doesn't take but 10 or 15 minutes to collect the images, run the quick batch, upload them, do your process. It's pretty easy. I think you've done a good job of making it pretty idiot-proof. It's like, upload the logo, upload the horizontal shot, upload the vertical, do it. It's step by step, follow the instructions, make it simple. Because I think that a lot of photographers think it's too complex, they're not going to do it. In fact, when I first got it in the B School, I put it on our Facebook page, and I said, hey, check out this cool thing I'm really stoked on. It's my new favorite marketing tool. There's always one grumpy old guy that was like, well, if you know how to make your own web albums, you can just do that yourself for free. I'm like, yes, you certainly could, sir, knock yourself. It's that kind of time, and I'm not making out from scratch, making custom galleries that as beautiful and nice as that you've made it easy. And I'm like, service and make it simple.
Yeah.
Free, you know, if you really, really want to, like time.
I think that's hard as like business owners when we first start out. Part of that, like getting to do everything, is fun and exciting early on, and you get to make it your own. And really, I think that there's a lot of overlap. A lot of people in the photography business do have a little bit more experience in web development or web design or just the internet in general. We're more comfortable on the web, which is why I think the internet's been so good to photographers in some ways. But as you start to grow your company, you start to learn gradually that your time is your most valuable asset, and you've got to lean on other people in your network in order to make your time, to make the best use of your time. I never thought I would ever outsource my image editing, and I just did it for the first time this fall, and it totally floored. While running sticky albums, I didn't think I was going to be able to shoot that much, and it was just like this big aha moment, like, oh my gosh, I can still shoot, I can still do this, I can still do what I love and run sticky albums together. And because I don't, even much as I like editing, now I can just pick 1 or 2 images and then really add my personal touch to it. But I'm no longer the huge bottleneck anymore, which I always used to be. And I was terrible at getting images back to people within the 2 weeks of my goal, and now it's no problem. Anyway, so yeah, there's a growing number of resources out there that make our jobs easier. And that was my vision starting Sticky Albums. I wanted it to be very simple. I'm happy to say that I've invested even more back into the product. Next month, we're coming out with a new version that is going to make it even easier, where you're not really even going to have Photoshop. Right now, I'm kind of relying on customers to have Photoshop or a similar tool to create your own branding files.
Sure.
But in the next version, you're not going to really have to have that at all. You can just create your branding files and grab the images on the fly after you've uploaded them. So I'm pretty stoked about that, to make it even, as you say, even more idiot proof. I think that as this scales, I want, even if I'm saving you 1 minute per album, that's
Sure.
the minute I want to save of your time.
Yeah. I'm always looking for things to add to my workflow that I can either save time, shave off things, or make it so it's more viral. And so again, if I get something that doesn't take a lot of time, I'm rewriting my workflow. I've always had like a PDF that say, here's my step-by-step download, backup, archive, all the stuff. And one of the new things, like, yes, sticky albums, that's part of the workflow. And it's like, again, just it adds 15 minutes, but the return on that 15 minutes, I think, is so huge because it just gets shared and gets viral. Because I've been saying forever, you know what the name of this game is? It's referrals. That's all we want is referrals. My favorite sentence in the world is, hi, I was a bridesmaid in so-and-so's wedding. I'm like, I really like my chances to book that wedding.
Yes.
If they were in a wedding, they've seen me in action, they've seen the photos, they're contacting me, I like my chances. And again, it's just getting the couple on board to like, hey, check out this cool thing, share it with your friends.
Yep.
And if share it with their friends, it's going to go out. And if they don't share it, then they're not. But this is a cool little thing. And like I said, everyone's like, look, I have my own custom app,
Yes, exactly.
Excited about those kinds of things.
And I when I first created it, I was really excited about the portfolio, like using this as a way for you to create your own portfolio. And a lot of photographers are doing that. There's so many awesome apps out there to make really cool looking, feature rich portfolios on your own iPad. But the biggest limitation all of them have is you can't share that user experience from within the app. They have to have your iPad. And so I built sticky albums in a way so that the same experience you're sharing shoulder to shoulder is the same. When you email them the link, they're having the exact same user experience on their device as well. And so that's not just stuck shoulder to shoulder. You pass it along, they have it on their own device. And just perfectly, your phone number and contact information goes right along with it, which is pretty slick.
That's what it's all about, just like anything. Like, you don't care. I've always been one, like, I've never cared if people like take images off my blog and repost them, because I put my branding and my URL right on that image, on the image, not on the border, because people crop borders out and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And, so it's like, hey, knock yourself out, take it and share it. Let
Yeah.
it go.
Yeah.
And a lot of photographers get all twitchy about Pinterest and, they're using my image. It's like, dude, share the image and send some traffic back. That's what we really want. Is I want people checking out my work, finding out about me, and then hopefully contacting me, and then I get my chance to sell to them. If I can sell to them, good for me, and if I can't, that's my fault.
Right on.
I just want the opportunity, and so I love what you're doing here and stuff. I'm going to show you. I know it might be hard to see, but I got my new iPhone 5 here, and I just made a whole like little folder just of all sticky albums, and so I think I've got 9 in there so far. I've made actually about 12. Oh, mom's calling.
What are the odds?
I just declined her call.
There's proof, digital proof.
But like I said, I just have a handful of these, and it's just nice so that I can anywhere just show, hey, check out this, or more importantly, hey, let me just send you this wedding, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of photographers are doing the same thing, which is you can definitely have your own portfolio and examples of your work with you at all times. You are always going to be a walk. I hope and to be in this business, you've got to be your own walking, talking billboard. But the reality is when you share a portfolio with a potential customer, they're not really going to share that with many people. But if it's their own pictures, like we are all very selfish beings. If it's our own stuff, we're going to share it with everybody we know. And that's what we tapped into at Sticky Albums.
Well, you mentioned it earlier again about the business cards. Back in the day, back when we were switching to digital in 2000 and 2001, I used to make the same thing, custom like promo cards or business cards. I remember got an Epson P2000 printer, 13 by 19 prints, and you could print 25 wallets on that. And I would just take a shot of the bride, put my little B logo on my website. I'd do the website like up the side, and I would do it, and I would hand cut these roto trim, and I'd hand them out to the bride. And they did give them out again back in the day when paper was cool. It was all nice paper, but it's just like this year, it's just want to get it spread out there. Hey, let me ask you a question, just so again some of my B schoolers can hear. What are some other ways? Like right now, I feel like I'm just dipping my toe in sticky albums. And I can make them really easily, and I can get them out there, and people are liking them. But what are some things that people are actually doing, like making it so people, encouraged to order reprints or albums? Tell me, you mentioned something on that on the phone.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm working on a full hour-long training where I really dig deep into all of the different ways. I've just been blown away. I had my little worldview of how I would use this type of a platform, and just this, it's been 10 months now since I started Sticky Albums, and we have over 2,000 customers with amazing feedback, amazing ideas on how they're using it. That just blows me away. So I package this all up and really go into specific examples. But some of my favorites would be, one I just came across was, I think we already talked about the holiday card. Another one, if you're into high school seniors, to do if you're taking any of the sports photography, like go to the football games and take some really good pictures of a football game, embed that year's schedule as a JPEG in the album, and so then all of a sudden that takes on its own viral nature, where it's a useful thing where everybody wants a schedule and some of the best pictures from that week. Keep in mind, some people don't know this, you can go into any existing Sticky album and add or edit images. And so you could go in every week and add new highlight pictures from the football game. And so people are going back to the app, opening it every week. And then, of course, you add your own coupons.
That's awesome. Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can add your own coupons and referral bonuses for high school senior portraits in this high school sports app that you create. I've seen a bunch of people do that, and I thought that's just genius. Another one is just to...
Sorry, light bulb just went on. You just said that. I know that you could go back and add images. So here's what I do. Every year on Halloween night, once all the trick-or-treaters are gone, I actually re-upload all my events for the entire year back on my Pick shopping cart, and I go, hey, here's the thing. Here's the coupon code for any holiday order. You have the entire month of November. If you order your pictures on December 1st, you don't get them until January. I don't even mess around with deadlines. I don't want to be like delivering photos on Christmas Eve anymore. But it's like, get it in November. We give them a huge discount. But I just make that generic JPEG, put that in every one of the albums as like the first picture or something like that. Here's your code. Here's your code. The shots are up. Here's a link. I might have to make a new one for each one that would have a direct link. But that is really something to think about. That's really awesome.
Yeah, very cool. So I get excited about all that stuff, and that's, we just popcorn ideas back and forth. And when people start to get comfortable with how easy it is to do, the ideas just kind of start coming, and I get super stoked about it.
I just had another idea. Again, it's crazy how just brainstorming and stuff. But like, of course, we want traffic to our thing because we do want referrals and we want people to check out our website. But instead of linking to my website in there, I might put a link direct to their gallery to order more pictures. Just put click here to order more.
Yep.
Oh wait, you know what? I can't do that because my web gallery is Flash based and it's not iPhone friendly, so I won't do that. But they're updating once the web gallery is phone friendly. I might just embed that link there. Go, here's the thing, you could order right from your phone, add your shots. But that's, again, it's just cool that ideas keep percolating.
Yeah, and there's other people, there's other order fulfillment ones that are mobile friendly, and I think some people are doing that. In the next version, I'm adding the ability to add additional custom links. So you can add links to coupon codes that have an actual link to it. Because right now you can't tap on an image and go somewhere. It's just a gallery, right? Someday we might change that, but I like that it's just clean and simple right now. And then in the thumbnail view, where you're going to be able to embed YouTube and Animoto and Vimeo videos right there below the thumbnails. So people can have their slideshows. If you made them, you can put them right in their app as well as any JPEG link you want. So right now, the only link you can do is your logo, but in the future, you'll be able to create as many of those as you want. So that's gonna open the doors to a lot of other creative uses as well. You do weddings, so I want to talk one other idea that I want to put out there. I haven't seen it done a lot, but I think it has a lot of potential, is the photo booths. I don't know if that's been a flash in the pan or if people are still doing photo booths a lot. The reason why I like it, And I think why they were successful is because, like, take sticky albums out of the loop. Let's just talk about photo booths.
Sure.
Is you post those pictures, and for the same reason we've been talking about earlier, is people are selfish. You're going to get more traffic and more people sharing those pictures because it's not just of the bride and the groom. It's everybody being silly at the party. And you want to go, oh, I want to see how I looked when I did the photo booth. And I want to see what so-and-so did. And there's this heightened level of intrigue. Okay, so what if you already have the photo booth thing set up? However long it takes you to process those images, give those to the whole wedding party and push that out that way, where you have some of the 20, 30 best shots from the photo booth, and that becomes an app that everybody gets to share. And again, because it's a picture of more people, it's going to be relevant for more people, and more people are going to want to push it out to their network. So I think that's got a lot of potential. And then the last one I'll go into deeper in the training is using it as a cross-promotional platform with other local vendors. And so one guy is a high school senior photographer in a mall. He went around to all of the other stores in the mall that share his client base. Right. Whether it's the salon, the prom dress shop, the shoe shop, all of those vendors, they share the same client base that he does. And so, and they want to swap back and forth. And so as the better you get at networking at a small grassroots level, the bigger your influence can be. And so he went around and grabbed a coupon from 6 different vendors. And so instead of just pushing out his portfolio at his studio location, he was giving out a digital coupon book embedded with a handful of coupons worth $200-$300 that they could save at the mall that day. And so then they're sharing, all of those people are sharing the app, and then the vendors are pushing the app also. Anyways, so I get pretty excited about that one. But
I love hearing that, because again, people ask me all the time, hey, who do you like for a DJ or a florist or whatever? I can make a little app where I put a little JPEG or a logo, or maybe even a photo that I've taken of them in action or their work, and again, link, just put their info right on there, and again, it's just all about sharing and networking. I love that kind of stuff. I really do. So
perfect.
Really cool.
Well, thanks so much. I love chatting with you. We've got tons of ideas. We'll have to do it again and do like a follow-up after with the new versions go live, and we can talk about even more ideas that you think of as they come flying in.
When you, I like that we're recording this call and we're going to share this with people, but when study hall, which is actually a live broadcast, that way we can take questions from the audience live and get some feedback, some real-time stuff. That would be a really cool thing to set up.
That's a really good idea. Let's do that. We'll schedule something for when to launch our new version. That'd be fun. Well, Becker, thank you so much for your time. It's a blast to meet you virtually and to chat with you. I look forward to chatting again. And out to both your audience and anybody else who's watching this, don't hesitate. You can go to stickyalbums.com, and the first you can do is give us your email address, and we'll send you back a demo that you can see what this looks and feels like, what we've been talking about the whole time. You can just put your hands on it and see what it is, and then you can create your first one for free and take as long as you want. It doesn't expire. I'm not in any rush to do any hard sell. If you think this is good for you, you can sign up with a monthly package or an annual package, and both of them you can make unlimited albums. So learn more at stickyalbums.com. Becker, thank you so much for your time, and you guys have a good rest of the day.
Right on, Nate. Take it easy, man. Bye-bye.
Cheers.